Hello and welcome back to the channel. On today's video I'm going to give you what so many of you have been asking for in the comments, and that is footage of me performing comedy. Now, to give some context, this is going back to 2019, and what you're about to see is me hosting at a competition finale, the competition I put on in July and August of 2019, and this is the finale of that. So my job here in this clip is to warm up the audience, get a few laughs, and then get all the energy and focus on the stage for the first act to come on. Now, after this video, I'm going to play the whole clip in its entirety. After the clip, I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you a few pointers on what I was doing, and so hopefully you enjoy the clip and benefit from this video afterwards. So stick around till the end and hopefully you'll learn something. If you have a footage of yourself performing anything up to 10 minutes long, you can send it to me and I will send you back a 30-minute critique, positive critique on all of the things you were doing correct, all of the brilliant moments, and I can give you lots of ideas on where you might want to go in the future. So if that's something that you're interested in, pop into the description box and check out the email me, and I would just love to hear from you and check out your footage. Okay, let's jump right in to the video. I hope you enjoy it.
To be up here so quick and the energy in the room is great, isn't it? Yeah! Yes, it is. So ladies and gentlemen, I do a very, very simple thing all the time. I don't really need to tell everyone to watch the acts tonight because we're in this fucking beautiful dump and it's going to be great, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to really work too hard in this. I'm your MC for tonight. My name is Gary Michaels. For those of you who have no idea who I am, get used to this. You're going to be seeing it before and after every act tonight. And we have 47 acts on tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about me. My hobbies are drinking Guinness, throwing the first punch, and feeling ashamed. To put that briefly, I'm from Ireland. So anyone else from Ireland? Yeah, where are you from? Well, that's not a thing. Not there anymore. They've done away with that. Close it. No, we can't. Turn around. Wayslow's nice. I'm from Dublin. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 12 acts tonight, right? We've got 12 acts. They're all going to go up and do 5 of their best minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And so help me God, if they go over 5 minutes, that's okay. They're going to try not to keep it to 6, but if they do go near it, I don't flash the light, I flash something else. I've seen it before. So, ladies and gentlemen, what has to be said is this. It's a very calm response. We're going to do a bit of fun here. We're going to gauge the energy in the room. How we do that? I ask a very, very simple, easy to follow question. When I do that, everyone else responds. And the answer, I'll give you the answer just in case there's some confusion, right? Because I work a lot with open mic crowds and sometimes there's confusion, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? Why have I been dragged to this? You know? Why does the MC hate me? That's not my night, that's every other night. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question. The answer is this. It's yes. And it's a yes done in a very specific way, ladies and gentlemen. It's yes! It's a very sharp burst of energy. It's supposed to hit me with impact when I hear it. And if we all say it together, we all feel the same. When we all feel the same, we all feel fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. And we all give the acts up here tonight all of our love and support. So, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to give all of the... Round of applause for the front row. And he's 15 beers in, ladies and gentlemen. So catch up. Are we ready to give all of the acts tonight all of our love and support? Yes! Look at that, like marching into your own grave. It's brilliant. I fucking love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from the acts. Are we ready? Yes! Good, okay. A little bit of, oh Jesus Christ. I bombed last night for Cavendish. Everybody bombs in that dump. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this, like we sold out like 2 days ago. You guys are absolutely fantastic for coming to support your friends, support live comedy. That's what it's all about. We're going to have a great night tonight, and I got to ask a real quick question. Are you ready to get the night started? Yeah!
Okay, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that footage. It wasn't my best ever MC job, but I think it was pretty tight, and it did what it needed to do. It gained laughter in the room. It got everyone warmed up. It got everyone feeling nice and relaxed. They know it's a comedy show. Great. And it also got focus. I really felt it got a correct amount of focus, so by the time the first act came on stage onwards, the correct focus is going to be on that act. Now, so a few things that I want to talk about very quickly to finish the video I feel will benefit you if you want to host a comedy show or if you want to perform stand-up comedy at a stand-up comedy show just straight as one of the acts. And one of the things I wrote down here is changing the speed in which you talk. I kind of dabbled in this in the performance. When I was giving informative bits, when I was giving pieces that they were humorous but didn't really have a punchline connected to them, didn't really have that laugh moment, I slowed my speech down a little bit. I wanted to make sure that the room relaxed. Because when you slow your speech down, the whole room relaxes a little bit with you because you're kind of conditioning them to do so. And when that happens, you better have a good line coming up. Now, of course, a good line to you if you're starting out in your career, don't shit your pants thinking, oh, I don't have a really funny joke yet. It doesn't matter. Whatever joke you have in your set is good enough to be there at the moment, right? Because if you keep on writing at it, they're going to get better. So what I say is, if you were to relax in one of your moments and you notice a joke coming up at the end of this bit, great. As the joke comes up, you start to speed up your speech ever so slightly because it's almost as if you're in a fight and you're about to hit them. Now, of course, in a real fight, you don't want to show them you're going to hit them because they're going to knock your ass out. Not that I know anything about fighting, but it's almost as if you're getting ready to punch them and they can see it coming. It kind of speeds up. It kind of alerts their, attention. They wake up a little bit because here it comes. So even by moving your body language, even by speeding up your speech ever so slightly before the joke comes, you're telling them a joke is coming. And that's kind of the body language of stand-up comedy. We're constantly telling them in some way or another. With me, it's the way I speed up my voice and maybe use my body. And maybe if I'm holding a prop on the stage like I was with the microphone, maybe I stop for a second and I move my hand away, and it's a very different way of looking, and then I hit them with a punchline. And I go back again and I condition them that even if the punchline isn't that strong, I condition them with all of the other abilities that I have as a performer on stage. We're using body language and using the way I hold the microphone and using the pattern in which I say. I condition them with all those ways that something is coming. And it's just that extra 5% to help that joke work out really well, which I think most of the jokes I had in this bit worked out very well for me. Another thing is adding a tag on. Now, every comedian tutorial channel on earth will always tell you, if you have a funny thing to say, always have something else to say after it. Don't just leave the audience laughing, wait for them to stop, and then go on talking about something completely different. Have something to say that's connected to the punchline that worked. Another punchline. It can be for a different point of view, or it can be digging your feet deeper in the ground on the belief that you had about whatever it was you said. And so you can look back at my footage and see I always do this. If I get one laugh, I'll always be desperately looking for another. Even if a line I didn't really think it was going to have that big a laugh and I don't have a tag after it, I will try my best to even make one up on the spot. Because even if it's not that good, the first line was so good that using the rules of stand-up comedy by having the tag, it's going to get another laugh anyway, just because you use the correct language of stand-up comedy. Like a tag is a good thing to do in stand-up comedy, therefore if you do it, it's always going to go down well. And why not, even if you don't have something funny written down ahead of time and you get a big laugh, why not just say something else as a punchline, because I guarantee you it's going to work. Try it out rather than saying nothing. Try out just saying any other thing to double down on your first punchline, and it'll be great. Another thing, and finishing up this video, fair play if you made it this far, is bursts of energy spaced out. Now this is really beneficial to hosts of comedy shows. This is very beneficial. But even if you're a stand-up comedian, this is also beneficial to understand the theory of this. We don't want to ask an audience for too much energy straight away. We want to pace out those moments. And this is what I did in this video a lot. I was started on the video by saying we're going to do a clap and cheer, we're going to do a call and response, I'm going to ask you something. And then I went into a bit of patter. And I kept telling them that something big is going to happen. There's going to be a moment where you're going to get to cheer. And then there was the guy with the he was very, very quick to say the yeah, and I made even more, a little bit of fun with that. We had a good time, and that even delayed where I wanted to go even more, which was fantastic for me. Because the longer we go without actually allowing them to release the energy, the better it's going to be when we ask them to release the energy. And then what I did was I brought the energy back down again after that first initial release of energy. And the second time I asked for that energy, I did it in a very different way. I did it in a really relaxed way, but their outcome was the same. And that's what I wanted to get at. I wanted them to be able to give me the maximum amount of energy, a really nice sharp response, whatever it is we tell them to say back. It can be anything. But I wanted to do so in many different styles. I wanted to condition that they are to respond to me in as the best way possible, no matter how I ask for it. And also, I'm not going to ask for it too quickly back to back, because you're never going to get the same response. Usually what happens in that case is the second time around, after one time of asking for high energy, you get less people doing it. But they do say it louder. But that's not what we want. We don't want less people doing the work of the entire crowd. We want the entire crowd doing a little bit of work. And that's what we always want to tell people. Just if the entire crowd gets on board with us just a little bit, that's a fantastic show, rather than 8 people out of 20 really, really enjoying it. That's not really that great. Well, it might be fine, but it's not the outcome we want. We want 80, 90% of the people in the room to really love what we do. And all that needs to happen is they're on board a little bit. So there's a lot to dissect in that video, and the reason I uploaded this was to give you a chance of seeing a little bit of what I'm like. Certainly a few years ago now, 2019, I'm different now, but then again, I do a lot of things apart from perform stand-up comedy, which most of you know. I do absolutely all of it, some to a really high degree, and some I will get there eventually. Okay, I really hope this has been entertaining and beneficial to you, and I hope, as always, if it does anything, it motivates you to book on your next set, regardless if you've done 50 gigs or if you're about to do your first. Go do your next one and have a good time doing so. Okay, I'll catch you in the next video.